Yo, 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 yo. Salute, salute, salute. What's going on, people? It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another WNBA watch along. This evening, we're going to be focusing on the Phoenix Mercury versus the Minnesota Lynx. As you can see, it is a Commissioner's Cup game. If you're unfamiliar with the Commissioner's Cup, these games count double. They count for regular season wins, and they count for Commissioner's Cup wins as well. The Commissioner's Cup started on Sunday, and both of these teams won their matchups on Sunday. So this is day 2 of the Commissioner's Cup games. There were no games yesterday, and we have 3 games this evening. As you can see, top of the screen, I have the score bug for the Washington and Indiana game that started at 7 p.m. Eastern. Washington's currently up 28-27 towards the end of the second quarter. This game will start in about 12 and a half minutes or so. And then we have the Dallas at Seattle game. That game will start at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be keeping an eye on that other game while we talk about this one. So do not be alarmed. I will be keeping this updated as we go throughout this evening. All right, so let's get right into it. For the Mercury, they're dealing with a lot of injuries to some key players in their team. So this is their starting lineup. This will be the second time they've used this starting lineup. Monique Okowamokani, rookie point guard. Then you have Sammy Whitcomb, a veteran shooting guard. Khadija Laksa, a rookie forward. Satu Sabali, all WNBA type forward, and Catherine Westbeld rounds out the starting 5. Their subs, they only have a limited amount of subs today. They waived players, and players are hurt. So Merjanata Musa, Haley Jones, who they just signed on the rest of the season hardship contract about the other day. Lexi Held and Megan McConnell, who is the sister of TJ McConnell, plays for the Indiana Pacers. She was with the training camp team, and then now they literally re-signed her either late yesterday or early today to a hardship contract. So Megan McConnell has just joined this roster. For the Minnesota Lynx, as you can see, they are 7-0. Their starters, this is their starting lineup: Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlton, Nafisa Collier, and Alana Smith. Their subs: Natisha Heidemann, Jessica Shepard, Diamond Miller, Marianne Badian, Alyssa Pili, and Anastasia Olari Kosu. I did want to touch on the injuries for this Mercury team. As I mentioned, they're missing some key players tonight. You have Natasha Mack, who's out. You have Alyssa Thomas, who's out with a calf. Natasha Mack, as I just mentioned, out with a back injury. Kalia Copper had left knee surgery beginning of the season, and Kalani Brown is day-to-day, and she's their center, so she's out as well. So they're dealing with injuries to 4 key players on their team. They're 2 centers, their all-star power forward in Alyssa Thomas, and their all-star wing player in Kalia Copper. So it's been Satu Sabali and the Pips, Satu Sabali and the rest of the Jackson 5, to be honest with you, and they've got a 5-2 record, so you got to give them credit for being able to weather the storm so far, but tonight will be a challenge. These 2 teams have already played. They played on May 30th, a couple days ago. The Mercury were up until the Lynx clawed all the way back, and Natisha Heidemann hits basically a buzzer beater 3 or a corner 3 to give them the lead, and they end up winning that game 74-71. All right. Salute to everybody who's here early. Let's start this poll. It's gonna be a little different than usual. I usually ask who you think is gonna win the game, but tonight's poll is who will be tonight's leading scorer in this game. Will it be Nafisa Collier? Will it be Satu Sabli or will it be someone else? Nafisa Collier is currently leading the WNBA in points per game, but Satu Sabli is not too far behind. She's in the 20-point range as well. Or will it be somebody else, a Kayla McBride, a Courtney Williams, or will it be a sleeper person we weren't focusing on? So who do you think will win tonight's game? Make sure you fill out the poll. I'll end it right as we're starting the game. All right. So let's take a look at the standings in the Commissioner's Cup so far. So these are the Commissioner's Cup standings. Commissioner's Cup breaks it up into East and West. So for the Eastern Conference, you have the Liberty at 1-0. They beat the Connecticut Sun on Sunday, and you can see the point differential is here as well. That serves as a tiebreaker in case two teams finish with identical records. They'll go to point differential as one of the tiebreaker procedures. These other teams have not played Commissioner's Cup games yet. As I mentioned, Washington and Indiana are currently playing right now. So we still have some teams who have yet to play Commissioner's Cup games. For the Western Conference, we have Minnesota, who played on Sunday. They're 1-0. You have the Aces, who played against the Storm on Sunday. They're 1-0. And we have the Phoenix Mercury at 1-0 as well. Sparks, Storm, and Valkyries are both 0-1. And Dallas will be playing their game later on today. So those are the Commissioner's Cup standings right now. So we'll see how it ends up panning out in a week or two. The Commissioner's Cup group play is from Sunday, June 1st, that just passed, all the way up to the 17th. And then the Commissioner's Cup final game will be on July 2nd, I believe. July 2nd. All right. I'm keeping an eye on this Washington Indiana game currently. Washington's up 34-32 as Kelsey Mitchell knocks down a three to give them the lead, 35-34. Remember, they are still without Caitlin Clark. They're without Sophie Cunningham as well. Sydney Colson, I believe, is back. They recently signed Ari McDonald to a hardship contract. And I think she scored already. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Fever can weather the storm. They're on a bit of a losing streak right now. Currently have a 2-4 record. So they're going to need to find a way to get some wins with Caitlin recovering from that quad injury. Right, so looking at the point totals here, Kelsey Mitchell's leading the way with 10 points. And you have Aaliyah Boston with 8 behind her. Damiris Dantas off the bench for the Fever has 8 points as well. For the Mystics, you got Kiki Iriafen with 12 points and 3 rebounds. So she's leading all scorers in points. Sykes with 4. Citron and Sutton with 2. And then you have Shakira Austin off the bench with 8 points. Okay. So it's a very competitive game so far. About a minute 15 until halftime there. So this game should be starting while that game is in halftime. Back to this Minnesota game. Coach Cheryl Reeve, and Nafisa Collier are receiving their rings for winning gold in the Olympics this past summer. So Coach Cheryl Reeve was the head coach of the U.S. Women's National Team, and Nafisa, of course, was a player on that team. So they, the USA chairman, or the women's chairman, has been going around to the different W arenas and been presenting the rings to those players and staff who were a part of that roster that won gold in Paris. So I think on Sunday when I was at the Barclays Arena, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu and our head trainer Terry Acosta, they all got their rings from her, from the Team USA, for being a part of that gold winning team. Alrighty, so we're about 3.5 minutes until tip off. Make sure you fill out that poll. If you're just joining, make sure you fill out that poll. Who do you think will win this? Who you think will be the top scorer in this evening's game? Okay, looking at this Washington game, they call an offensive foul on Brittany. Oh, Ari McDonald in the game and drawing charges, being a pest. That's what Ari McDonald. She's instant. She can be instant offense, but she was being a pest. How much does Ari McDonald have already? Ari McDonald, her first, and she's already played 14 minutes. She has 3 points, 2 steals, and an assist. So she's already contributing to the success of the team so far. All right, so it's halftime in that game now. Indiana 38, Washington 34. Much different than the last time these two teams met. I think the first game without Caitlin was the game against the Washington Mystics down in Washington, and Washington ends up winning that game. So then Washington won that game 83-77. So Indiana, this is their third game without Caitlin. So um, they're starting to get better and better. The competition, or the how close the games are, have been improving without Caitlin being in the lineup. It's a major adjustment. She's a big part of the road of the offense. So without her, of course things had to adapt a little bit. All right, they're about to start this game. Let me switch over. Make sure I'm recording that. Um, all right, so they're doing the starting lineups right now on the broadcast. This game is on League Pass. I think if you have like a TV provider, you'll be able to log into the ESPN app and watch this game as well. It is on League Pass and it's on ESPN 3. ESPN 3 is the digital channel for the for ESPN. It's digital only, so you can only access it through the website or their apps. It's not something you can access on TV or anything like that. So you would just have to log into your TV provider in the ESPN app on your device, and you'll be able to access this game. Okay, so they're playing their intro video for the Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx are the home team. Minnesota Lynx are the home team. Okay, it's now, excuse me, it is now 8 o'clock Eastern. 8 o'clock Eastern. They're doing the starting lineups now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in for this watch along. Make sure you leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new here. We've been doing watch alongs all season long and for the past couple of WNBA seasons. Just giving some information and entertainment on the game. Of course, for those new, I will not be showing the actual game on the screen. I've already gotten flagged for that in the past, so it will just be commentary. I'll be showing the stats when we have breaks, the box score, things of that nature, and ask any questions you may have. If I can answer them, I will. If not, I'll look it up and try to get you the answer. All right, I made sure if you were on the last stream, I thought I spilled some liquid on my desk and it leaked into some things here, but nothing's broken. So I've been putting my cup way away now just to be on the safe side. All right, the official broadcast has started. Official broadcast has started. Right. If you're in the chat, let me know who you think's gonna win this game. I think Minnesota will win this game. I just think the Mercury are missing too many pieces to overcome against a championship caliber team like the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx are one of only two remaining undefeated teams joining my New York Liberty. If they lose tonight, the Liberty will stand alone until Thursday when they play their next game. Again, I think we play the Washington Mystics on Thursday. Case they're showing the starting lineups on the screen. I have it on the screen here for you. There have been no changes here. This is their starting lineup from last year. Everybody seems to be healthy and back. Kayla McBride was out for a couple games. Nafisa missed a game as well. So that's the starting lineup for the Phoenix Mercury. They've dealt with a couple starting lineups. So this is their lineup here on the screen as well. When Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper both return, it'll be a totally different looking lineup. We're gonna have to give them some time to gel as well, because Alyssa Thomas and Satu have been playing together, but Kalia Copper hasn't played with them yet, so it's gonna be some adjusting. Nate Tibbetts is the coach of the Phoenix Mercury. He has a 24-23 record. 5-2 start for the Mercury is the best start since 2014. That's actually crazy. Crazy stat there. All right, so it's going to be Alana Smith versus Satu Sabali on the jump ball, and we're off. Kayla McBride steals the jump, and then we have another jump ball right off the initial jump ball. So we'll be back at center court. Cheryl Reeve, of course, coach of the Minnesota Lynx. 337 and 180 record. That's a 65% record. McBride versus Okoa Makani, and she wins the tip. And the Mercury start off with the basketball. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Over to Catherine Westbeld out of Notre Dame. Monique Cole Makani bounce past the Laxa in the corner, and she starts off the game with a three. So the away team on the board to start. That bounce pass, I don't know how it got through. Passed right by Kayla McBride's fingertips. Laxa, no hesitation, knocks it down. McBride bounce past the fee on the roll to the basket. Stops, reverses, fall away. Good. Nafisa Collier, that is her shot. And she gets Minnesota on the board. Whitcomb looks like she's running the point guard at the moment. So Catherine Westbell has it over to Okoa Makani. She comes off the screen going right, tries to get downhill over the head pass to Catherine Westbell on the drive. She goes up, scoop layup is good. So score is 5-2. Mercury are up. Let me end this poll. Oh, and McBride gets to the lane. She gets the layup to go. And we have a 5-4 game. Makoa Makani with the ball, right side of the floor, throws it down to Satu. Satu, mouse in the house. Oh, and she overshoots the layup. And it's a miss there. Courtney Williams with the ball. Williams bounces it off Nafisa's foot, and it's a turnover for the Minnesota Lynx. So ball to the Mercury. Ball in play here with Akoa Makani. She comes off the screen. Gets it to Westbeld at half court. Westbeld fumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. Gets it to Satu. Satu goes behind the back on Nafisa. Throws it over, but it's a turnover here. Carlton with the ball over to Courtney Williams. Pump fakes, tries to get into the paint, steps through, hands it off to Fee on the roll. Ball gets deflected, and it's a rebound to the Mercury. Mercury on the run. Satu attacks and scores. So Phoenix up 7-4 here early. Satu averaging 21 points and 8 rebounds a game. Bridget Carlton with the ball. Bridget, ball gets deflected out of her hands. It stays with the Minnesota Lynx. So the Mercury, they hooping early so far. So Satu Sabali, they're featuring her a little bit right now. She is the engine of this team right now with Alyssa Thomas being out. The offense will run through her. We're having some substitutions here. It looks like Jessica Shepard has checked in. Kalani Brown is actually playing tonight. I'll update that on the screen shortly. Catherine Westbell has 2 points. She goes to the bench. Courtney Williams gets the ball off the inbound. Mid-range jump shot is off. And Kalani Brown gets the rebound. Let me add her to the list here that she's actually playing. She was day-to-day. Hey, and that looks like Laxa got the basket there. So the Mercury are 4 or 5 to start. It's 9-4 Mercury. Jessica Shepard checked in for Alana Smith. Ball to Jessica Shepard on the pick and roll with Williams. McBride has it. Bounce past to Shepard. They look confused. Kalani Brown with the steal. And Akoa Makani has the ball. Comes off the screen going left. Nafisa guarding her tightly. She gets it down to Satu. Satu versus Carlton. She pump fakes at the 3-point line, right wing. She starts dribbling, attacks. Akoa Makani over to Laxa. Laxa for 3. Too strong. And Carlton with the rebound. Gets it to Nafisa. Nafisa left side to Courtney Williams. She pulls up for the midi. Too strong. Rebound goes to Akoa Makani, and she slows it down. Satu has the ball now. She'll run a little bit of a point forward roll here. Attacks Satu, gets it to Akoa Makani. 10 on the clock. She tries to cross over. It bounces off Nafisa's foot. They don't call a kick ball. 7 seconds to go. Satu on the attack. Pulls up for 3 and misses. Nafisa with the rebound. Over to Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams wants to run that pick and roll with Satu. Rejects the screen. Gets it to Nafisa. Nafisa pump fakes. Attacks left. Step through move. Throws it up and scores. Nafisa loves that step through move. And she's scored. That's her second basket. It's 9-6 Mercury. Akoa Makani with the ball. And they call a foul there on a pushing foul there. That might be on Nafisa. That was great defense by Laxa, but Nafisa loves that step through move. And she gets right to the middle of the paint and scores the floater. Oh, that was Courtney Williams that picked up the foul. Ball in play here with the Mercury. Kalani Brown over to Laxa. Over to Satu. Satu pump fakes at the top of the key. Throws up the left hand floater. Kalani Brown gets the rebound, but loses it. Nafisa picks it up. Courtney Williams on the run here. Goes behind the back as she crosses half court. RC, my guy, was good. Ball over to Bridget. Over to Nafisa. Nafisa sets up for a 3. Top of the key. Misses. Kalani Brown with the rebound. And Sammy Whitcomb will bring it across half court, right side of the floor. Satu sets the screen. Sammy has Nafisa on her now. Satu attacks Bridget. Carlton spins. Fall away jump shot. Oh, Satu, that is tough. Shoots right over Bridget Carlton. And Satu is cooking right now. It's 11-6 Mercury. 11-6 Mercury. Courtney Williams with the ball. Handoff to Fee. Another handoff to McBride. Pulls up for the mid-range jump shot. Short. Satu with the rebound. She calls for Sammy to come get the ball. Sammy says, nah, you dribble it across half court. Satu, geez, she threw a pass to the corner to, looks like Lexi Held, who's checked in. Way too high, unforced turnover. She needs a break. She's breathing a little heavy. We have our first stoppage of the game, or timeout of the game, at 4:35 to go. Mercury 11, Minnesota 6. Take a quick look at the box score. I'm gonna have to load it up on my end. Refresh this. This game has started. So 11-6 so far. Mercury, the away team, currently have the lead. Let's take a look at their scores. Catherine Westbell got the start. She has 2 points. Satu Sabali, 4 points and 2 rebounds. You have Sammy Whitcomb, no points so far. Laxa with 5. She had the first basket of the game. And Okolo Makani with 2 assists and a steal. Their bench players haven't scored yet, but Kalani Brown has 2 rebounds and a steal. Minnesota Lynx, Bridget Carlton, no points yet. Alana Smith, no points yet. 4 for Nafisa, 2 for McBride, and that's their 6 points. Turnover-wise, Minnesota has 3 turnovers, and the Mercury have 2. Salute to everybody here on the stream. The Mercury actually playing really well so far. All the offense runs through Satu at the moment, and she's making things happen. But as we know, the Minnesota Lynx, sometimes they have some slow starts, but the second half comes around and they turn it on. So you can never count the Minnesota Lynx out, no matter what the score is early. Brandon, salute. Brandon says Lynx winning this game between us and Liberty for top team as Lynx fan, slight edge to the Liberty as of right now. Salute to you for the comment. We'll see after tonight if the Lynx will remain undefeated. They would be the first 8-0 team. The Liberty don't play till Thursday, so they would currently, I guess, temporarily move up to number 1 in the standings. Okay, broadcast is about to restart. For those who are new, the Minnesota Lynx are the defending Commissioner's Cup champions. They beat my New York Liberty in the Commissioner's Cup last year. So, Liberty ended up winning the championship, but as I mentioned on a previous stream, there hasn't been a repeat champion in the Commissioner's Cup since it started in 2021. Liz, what's going on? Salute. Good to see you. It is Minnesota ball. Ball is back in play. Natisha Heidemann has checked in for Courtney Williams. Alana Smith back into the game for Jessica Shepard. Nafisa with the ball out to Heidemann. Heidemann pump fakes. Ball gets deflected by Lexi Hell. She gets the recovery, and Heidemann, after a discombobulated play, she ends up scoring as she comes into the game. It's 11-8 Mercury. As Lexi held in the game for the Mercury. Haley Jones, who's been signed on a rest of season contract, is in the game as well. Haley Jones attacks the basket, gets into the paint, stop, reverse pivot, shot is up, bounces off the front rim, and scores. So Haley Jones comes in and gets right to it. Haley Jones out of Stanford, played her first couple seasons with the Atlanta Dream. Was waived in at the end of this year's training camp as Alana Smith knocks down the 3. And now is picked up by the Mercury. Alana Smith knocks down the 3. It's 13-11. Alana Smith shooting 58% from the field. That's really good as a person who shoots threes. Laxa with the ball, throws it to Kalani Brown, tries to drop it off. Merjanata Musa is in the game, and she gets fouled, chasing for that loose ball by Alana Smith. Musa played overseas in France, if I remember correctly. Undrafted rookie for the Mercury. Daniel, my resident Sparks fan, salute. What's good, bro? Hope all is well. So it's 13-11. It is Mercury basketball. Ball in play here with Lexi Hell. She comes off the screen, going to her right. Good hesitation move. Right hand scoop is up and good. Good move there by Lexi Held. Attacks the basket, froze a little bit to get the defense off balance, and continued right hand scoop over Alana Smith. McBride with the ball, gets into the middle of the floor. They leave Alana Smith open for 3 again, and from the other wing, she buries the 3. Alana Smith knocks it down. So that's back-to-back threes by Alana Smith, and it's a 1-point game, 15-14. Laxa with the ball attacks McBride, shoots off the baseline and scores. Katija, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Katija Laxa knocks down the baseline jump shot at 17-14. She played over in Italy this off season, I think. And we have a foul here, offensive foul by Nafisa Collier, trying to fight for position with Musa down low. It's another turnover here for the Lynx. So it's 17-14. 17-14. Hood and Holy, salute. Thanks for joining. Just doing some play-by-play commentary on this Commissioner's Cup matchup between the Lynx and the Mercury. Oh, Satu spinning and winning. Oh, between two players, she scoops it up and in on the right-hand side. And the Mercury up to a 5-point lead here. Bridget Carlson tries to answer a three off the back rim. No, Haley Jones with the rebound. Satu finds the rolling Musa. Musa goes baseline, catches it, gets it in the corner to, oh, and the ball goes out of bounds. It gets deflected out by Minnesota. Hood and Holy, you're from the Boston area, new to the W. Welcome, welcome. People from the Boston area, if you want to support a team that's in your area, it will be the Connecticut Sun. They're not good right now. They've been good since their existence, but this offseason they lost all their players, their coach. So now they're in a rebuilding stage. That is New England's WNBA team. So if you want to be a homer, you can root for them, or you can root for my Liberty. Lexi held with the three, and she misses. Natisha Heidemann full court pass off in Nafisa's fingertips and out of bounds. Minnesota turning the ball over a lot lately in this game. 5th turnover in this game. Brandon said best teams to watch is the Lynx and Liberty. Clark is with Indiana. Yep, Caitlin Clark is with the Fever. The Liberty are 7-0. The Lynx are 7-0. Lexi held another three. She's trying to feature herself, but offensive rebound to Satu. Oh, as I talk about Lexi held, she chases down the offensive rebound off the Satu miss, and she banks it in. It's 21-14, largest lead of the game for the Mercury. Nafisa with the ball, shoots it over Satu, too strong. Rebound to Musa. You see people in the chat giving you some recommendations. I already gave you mine. Catherine Westbrook, good pass to Satu in the paint, gets fouled by Alana Smith. Well, I will say about the Mercury, everybody knows their role on this team. They know the ball goes to Satu right now, and we got to focus on what we're good at. If we're a three-point shooter, we space the floor. If they're there for defense and hustle, we'll do that. And we'll get our superstar the ball. Satu at the line, first time tonight, she knocks down the free throw. Little Hood and Holy said he's gonna check out the Sun. Yeah, unfortunately, don't go back to Sunday's game. Whatever you do, don't go back to Sunday's game. We beat up on the Sun pretty badly. The Liberty, that is, on Sunday. But it's gonna be a fun team to watch for the future. Everything will be changing. Oh, Carly Samuelson hits a right corner three as she checks into the game and gets right to it. Let me slow my clock down. When I get a break, I'll explain some more. Satu shoots a three, wanted to foul, and Minnesota Lynx outlet to Natisha Heidemann, and she scores the layup. 23-19 with 17 seconds to go here. 13, 12, 11. Ball in the hands of Megan McConnell. She's checked into the game, just rejoined the team. Catherine Westball drives, throws it to Musa. Musa in the paint, jump shot is off, rolls out, fight for the rebound. McConnell gets it. She can't get a shot off as she fumbles it, and that's how the quarter ends. So at the end of the first quarter, the Mercury have the lead 23-19. 4-point lead for the Mercury, playing shorthanded, missing two all WNBA players in Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper. It's Satu Sabali and the Pips, and they're winning this game 23-19. Okay, let's get ready for the second quarter. And let's take a look at the box score as well. So this is currently the box score. Phoenix up 23-19. Scorers: Catherine Westbell with 2 points, 8 points for Sabali. Got Sammy Whitcomb with none, 7 for Katija Laksa. Okoa Makani hasn't scored. Off their bench, you have 4 for Lexi Held and 2 for Haley Jones. They're shooting 52% from the field. 3-point percentage is awful. 1 for 7, 14%. And they only have 2 turnovers, which is always a good sign. The Minnesota Lynx: Bridget Carlton, no points, 6 for Alana Smith on back-to-back threes, 4 for Collier. You have 2 for McBride, none for Courtney Williams. Their bench: Carly Samuelson comes in, gets a 3 in her minute of play, 4 for Natisha Heidemann. They're shooting 53% from the field, 60% from 3, but they do have 5 turnovers. So that's the box score so far at the end of the first quarter. To go back to the discussion we were having a little earlier about the Connecticut Sun, Hood and Holy, yeah, just don't go back to Sunday's game. The Liberty beat them by damn near 50 on Sunday, but there's going to be a fun team to watch for the future. They drafted some nice young pieces, and this coming off season, two new teams are joining the WNBA in the Toronto Tempo and a team from Portland. They haven't released a name yet, so it's going to be a lot of turnover. They're going to have this thing called the expansion draft, where there's going to be a lot of player movement. A lot of players have their contracts ending at the end of this season, so there's going to be a lot of people who are free agents. So a team that's terrible this year can quickly reload for the 2026 season. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. The Valkyries, correct? As Brandon says, the Valkyries are a new team that just joined this year. They are a partner of the NBA team, the Golden State Warriors. They're playing much better than people anticipated as a brand new franchise. Yeah, Eddie, losing by 50 it was crazy. I was at that game on Sunday. It was crazy to see in person. Second quarter about to resume. Salute to everybody who's joined on the watch along. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new here. I'll be back. I know we still have this going on, but I'll be back on Thursday for my first Liberty watch along of the season. Haven't been able to do my watch along for my team so far this season, but we'll be doing one on Thursday. Ball and play with the Mercury. Hood and Holy asks, how do I watch every game? It depends on how many games you want to watch. League Pass will get you some games, and then other games are on national TV like ABC, ESPN, CBS, Amazon Prime. So it's a combination of a lot of different platforms at the moment if you want to watch every single game. But League Pass will get you a good amount of the games. If you just want to watch in general. Of course, if you're familiar with other sports with TV blackouts, if you live in the area of the team you want to watch, as Courtney Williams gets on the board finally and hits the mid-range jump shot. League Pass is about $35, Hood and Holy. $35 for the whole season. And then you're able to watch games they upload games right after, like about, feels like 10 minutes after they're over. A miss by the Phoenix Mercury and it goes out of bounds. It stays with the Mercury. Eddie said, just waiting for the NBA finals. That does start tonight, I think. It starts at 8. I thought it started tonight, right? Oh, it's a turnover by the Lynx. And Natisha Heidemann on the run, and she scores another run-out layout. And just like that, this game is tied. What I say about the Lynx, you got to be careful with them. They turn defense to offense quickly. Natisha Heidemann, with her purple hair, gets the steal, goes coast to coast, lays it in again. And just like that, it's a tie game at 23. And he said WNBA games are like watching high school basketball. Oh, that's your opinion. I don't watch high school basketball, so I haven't watched high school basketball since I was in high school. So that was a long time ago. So I don't know um what to compare that to. Looking at this other game that's going on, it's not the Minnesota Lynx, excuse me. The Washington Mystics are down 58-47 to the Indiana Fever. Who's Kelsey Mitchell with 15 points. It's a real balanced scoring for the Indiana Fever. Kiki Iriafen with 18 points. Salute Kiki, she's cooking. 18 points for Kiki Iriafen. She's the Washington Mystics leading scorer. TTB, salute, salute. Yeah, South. Yeah, that was a super lazy pass there. Put in holy salute. Catch you. I'll be here all evening, so I'll catch you if you stop on by. Thanks for joining. Oh, this game. Oh, the final starts on Thursday. I thought it started today for some reason. The NBA finals, that is. I thought it started today, but it's Thursday. We're at a timeout right now. If you're just joining, we are at a timeout. I can put up the box score right quick so you can see some of the stats. Eddie says OKC will destroy the Pacers. I don't know. I think there will be games they will be destroyed, but I don't think it'll be a sweep by any stretch. Don't think it will be a sweep there. Daniel Daniel said my Sparks suck. Sorry, man. Yeah, they're not playing well right now. You guys have a lot to figure out. Some games you look great, and then other games y'all look terrible. Got to figure out what's going on with Rakia. I know she was in concussion protocol. Cam Brink still yet to come back. So y'all have some things to figure out, but it's a longer season this year, 44 games. You're only about 6-7 games in. So y'all have some time to figure some things out. Liz says no more Knicks to interfere. Yeah, sorry to the Knicks fans. My mom was a little sad. Well, not a little sad. She was a lot of sad about the way y'all went out. All right, ball about to be back in play. Haley Jones. The Lynx are playing full court defense, but they get the ball in. So the lineup on the floor is Whitcomb, McConnell, Jones, Held, and Westbell. This lineup is insane. This lineup, not insane in a bad way, not in a good way. Haley Jones trying to take on Nafisa, gets into the paint, step through, and gets her shot blocked. Out of bounds. It stays with the Mercury. 5 seconds on the shot clock. This lineup is terrible. Haley Jones just comes to this team and they're looking at her for offense. Catherine Westbell off the inbound, shoots an air ball 3, and Courtney Williams with the rebound. Courtney Williams pick and roll with Nafisa. Ball bounces off her knee and a turnover there for the Lynx. They've been loose with the ball this game. But good hands by Sammy Whitcomb, smacks the ball right off Nafisa's knee. Great hands there. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Gets it over to Haley Jones. Corner to McConnell. McConnell out to Jones. Jones for 3. And she was never a good 3-point shooter. Misses badly. Rebound to Courtney Williams. Over to Natisha. Heidemann with the ball. Gets it to Fee at the top of the key here. Guarded by Jones. Hand off to Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams gets to the elbow. Jump shot. Too strong. Fight for the rebound. Nafisa tips it out to Heidemann on the offensive board. Carly Samuelson. Deadeye 3 from the top of the key. And the Lynx have the lead. 26-23. I don't think the Lynx, the Mercury, have they scored this quarter? I don't think so. Westbelt with the ball. This is Minnesota's first lead of the game here. A 12-0 run for the Lynx. Westbell with the ball goes up, gets her offensive rebound. Out to McConnell. McConnell sets. Three, short, double bounce off the rim, and Alana Smith tips it to Heidemann. Heidemann over to Courtney Williams. Left side of the floor, pulls up. Oh, jump past to Alana Smith, and she lays it in wide open, uncontested under the basket. The Mercury have not scored this quarter. This game could get out of hand quickly here. 5-point game, 14-0 run by the Lynx. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Sammy Whitcomb into the paint, pump fakes, out to McConnell. McConnell into the paint. Goes all the way to the corner here. Tries to attack Nafisa. Out to Whitcomb. Whitcomb, catch, shoot, three, short. Heidemann with the rebound. They're trying to get Satu into the game, but there hasn't been a stoppage yet. This game is getting out of hand. Heidemann, left side to Alana Smith. She shoots a three. Oh, she misses. Rebound to Whitcomb. McConnell gets the ball. She shoots a three, and McConnell knocks down a three, breaks that 14-0 run, and gets them back within two. 28-26. Courtney Williams with the ball over to Alana Smith, left-hand side of the floor, gets it back up top to Courtney. Courtney, pick and roll with Nafisa, gets it to Alana, down to Fee, guarded by Haley Junes. Turnaround jump shot, rattles around, and good. That's easy money for Nafisa. 30-26. 4-point game here. I'm going to look at the comments in a bit. The action's just back and forth. Sammy Whitcomb drives into Alana Smith, gets her shot blocked. Quickly up to Heidemann. Heidemann, hesitation dribble, goes to the scoop and scores. Natisha Heidemann. Heidemann, she's cooking, guys. Natisha Heidemann. Hezi gets to the basket, layup, scoop. She's up to 8 points off the bench. Ball with Westbeld. Over to Lexi Held. Lexi Held, top of the key, looking. Gets it left side to Sammy Whitcomb. Sammy Whitcomb attacks Carly Samuelson. Left hand scoop is good for Sammy Whitcomb, the veteran. It's 28-32. Natisha Heidemann having a quarter so far. Over to Alana Smith. Down to Fee. Guarded by Haley Jones. Fee, that one leg fall away, middle of the paint. You cannot guard it. It's just unguardable. She gets into that paint. One leg fall away jump shot. Cashes out. She's up to 8. 34-28. The stars, oh, and a travel there by Sammy Whitcomb. That'll get the reinforcements in. Satu, Laxa, Kalani Brown. Everybody's just waiting at the table, waiting for a dead ball stoppage to get back into this game. Natisha Heidemann, 8 points off the bench. She goes to get a breather. Let me look at the comments right quick. Angel Salute says I need Satu over 21 for 300. She gonna need 21 more or more for them to have a chance in this game. Balls in play with the Lynx. Ooh, Courtney Williams almost carried. Jessica Shepard into the game. Hand off to Kayla McBride, who's checked back in. Courtney Williams into the paint. That floater is up and good. Courtney Williams hits the floater. And the Lynx have their largest lead of the game, 36-28. Over to Laxa. Laxa, top of the key, three, short. Rebound to Shepard. Shepard crosses half court, guarded by Kalani Brown. Shepard, hand off to Courtney Williams. Left side, gets it up top to Fee. Fee, pump fakes at the three-point line. Oh, Satu from behind. Smacks it out from behind. Satu with the ball. Stops. Pulls up for three in transition. Oh, off the front of the rim. I thought she could have got to the basket there. She stopped, stepped back, and shot a three. And it was short. And we have a timeout here by Cheryl Reeve. Timeout. Lynx up 36-28. They were down 4, I think, to start this quarter. They went on a 14-0 run to take the lead. Let's take a look at the box scores right quick. Oh, we have a breather. Salute to everybody tuned in on the watch along. Lynx versus Mercury. Lynx versus Mercury. This is their second games of the Commissioner's Cup group play. Commissioner's Cup group plays from June 1st, which was Sunday, to June 17th. And the winners The people with the best record from the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference will face off in the Commissioner's Cup final in a winner-take-all game on July 2nd. Brandon said Lynx a solid squad. Yeah, the core of this team has been together. This is their second year together, really. The core with Courtney Williams, Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlton, and Nafisa, and then Heidemann was there last year. So six of their core players from the championship team or the championship contending team last year are back. So they have that chemistry. All right, so looking at the box score, Catherine Westbell with 2, 8 for Satu, 2 for Sammy, 7 for Laxa. But it's really the Minnesota Lynx who were scoring in the second quarter so far. 8 for Alana Smith, 8 for Fee, 2 for McBride, 4 for Williams, 6 for Carly Samuelson off the bench, 8 for Natisha Heidemann. All right, looking at this other game that's going on, the Mystics versus the Fever. Fever are up 67-51 here. Towards the end of the third quarter. We could take a quick look at this while we have some time. Give me 1 second. 67-53 now as we get to the page. Kiki Uriafen with 18 points and 5 rebounds, the rookie. None for Steph Dolson. Brittany Sykes with 9, 2 for Shug Sutton, 5 for Sonia Citron. You got Shakira Austin with 10 off the bench. They're shooting 1 for 6 from 3, and they have 11 turnovers. That should have something to do with it. Natasha Howard with 4 points. You got 15 for Mitchell, 10 for Hull. They're carrying their team in scoring so far. All right, our game here is coming back into play right now. Yeah, I just popped up our game leaders. As we come back to the game, Nafisa gets fouled. Satu is in a little bit of pain. I don't know if a knee caught her, but she's in a little bit of pain here. On that foul, I think she probably got. It looks like she's got caught in the midsection there. She's trying to catch her breath. So Nafisa will go to the line for 2 free throws. And this is Nafisa's first free throws of the game, and she knocks down the first. Oh, I see. So as Nafisa was turning around and pivoting, she tried to clear some space. Satu caught a little bit of an elbow right in the rib cage there. Nafisa misses the second free throw. Kalani Brown gets the rebound, and the Mercury have the ball. So Akol Makani with the ball here, the rookie. She drives right, gets the screen from Satu. Still has it, gets it to Satu. Satu has Heidemann on her, gets it to Whitcomb. Satu wants to post up Bridget Carlton. Satu gets it to Kalani, who gets it to Satu, who seals, spins, and scores. Great offense there by the Mercury. It looked a little shaky until they finally got the ball to Satu. Good seal, spin, and score. Satu with the basket. Minnesota with the ball. Bridget Carlton gets it over to Heidemann, top of the key. Heidemann gets the screen from Nafisa, gets the middle of the floor, shoots the midi, too strong. Satu with the rebound. Satu over to Akol Makani, right side of the floor, gets it down to Kalani Brown. Bad pass though, and Shepard swats it away. Over to Heidemann. Heidemann 3 in transition, too strong. Fight for the rebound, and they call a foul on Nafisa. A push in the back on Satu. Now it might be 2 on Nafisa, if I'm not mistaken. Nafisa Collier. Yeah, that's her second foul. Satu Sabali leading her team in scoring, of course. 10 points and 3 rebounds for Satu. Ball back in play with the Mercury. 7-point lead. If they can close this quarter within 3 to 5 points, they'll have to take that as a win. Akol Makani tries to bounce pass at a kick ball there by Nafisa. Shot clock resets to 14. It'll be Mercury ball sideline out of bounds. Lexi held to inbound. She can't get it to anybody. Oh, and it's a 5-second violation. They could not get the ball inbounds. Ball in play here with the Lynx. So it's Heidemann, Collier, McBride, Shepard, and Carlton. Heidemann gets it to McBride, right side of the floor, up top to Nafisa. Drives left, hands it off to Shepard. Shepard gets into the paint, over to Carlton, comes off the curl, throws the ball too high, and they call a push by Akoa Makani. Bails out Natisha Heidemann. Bails out the Lynx there because they had her in the corner trap, but Akoa Makani, I guess they say, push her in the corner. Ball in play with the Lynx. Shepard gets it over to McBride. McBride tries to feed it down to Nafisa, but Lexi Hell jumps the passing lane, tips it out of bounds. 10 on the clock. Hood and Holy says, looking at the WNBA roster, it's W full of baddie. I respect it, man. There's something for everybody here. Heidemann to the lane. Left hand scoop is good. And Heidemann up to 10 points here. 10 points in the first half for Natisha off the bench. Ball down. Lexi Held saves the ball from going out of bounds. Gets it to Laxa, who gets it back to Held. Held comes off the screen going left. 6 on the shot clock. Lexi Held has to do something with it. And they call a foul there by McBride on Satu Sabali. That's first foul on McBride, the veteran out of Notre Dame. So Satu to inbound, sideline out of bounds, shot clock resets to 14 seconds. Let's see if they can get the ball in this time. And they get it into Held, who steps through. Satu gets the offensive rebound, putback foul, and one Satu Sabali. It looked a little shaky there. They barely got the ball in bound. I think Satu and Lexi Hell ran into each other. But Satu gets in position, gets fouled by Carlton, and one Satu Sabali. Satu up to 12 points right now. Satu with 12. Going for her 13th at the line. And she knocks it down. Satu Sabali completes the 3-point play. It's a 6-point game here. The Mercury are in the bonus. So if they get fouled again, they'll go to the line. Heidemann with the ball. Gets the screen from... Ooh, goes behind the back. Rejects the screen. She thought Shepard would be in the corner. Passes it to Coach Reeve on the sideline. It's a turnover. They've just been turning the ball over a lot this quarter. Surprisingly, they still have the lead. 9 turnovers for the Lynx, uncharacteristic for them. Ball in play here with the Mercury. Let's see if they can cut further into this deficit. 6-point lead. Kalani Brown, top of the key. Picks up the dribble, looking to get it to somebody. Hands it off to Satu. Satu looks to attack. Jessica Shepard, she just turns around, shoots a 3, and misses. McBride with the rebound. Outlet pass to Heidemann. Heidemann to Alana Smith. Satu deflects it, but it goes right to Shepard, and the Lynx score. That was a dangerous pass there that somehow made it to a Lynx player. Satu with the ball. She drives into the lane, attacks. Oh, and she smokes the layup. Alana Smith with the rebound, over to McBride, over to Carlton, corner to Heidemann. Heidemann for 3. Oh, you miss a layup on one end, and you give up a 3 on the other. Just like that, it's 33-41. Heidemann with 13 off the bench, 13 and a half. Lexi Held gets stopped by McBride, gets it over to Akoa Makani. Akoa Makani attacks Heidemann, stops. Mid-range jump shot. Ooh, tough shot, Akoa Makani. 35-44. 8 seconds. 7, 6. Heidemann comes off the screen. Heidemann down the lane. Over the shoulder pass to Shepard for 3. Oh, misses terribly. Satu with the rebound. And that's how the quarter ends. Minnesota scores 25 points in that quarter to 12 for the Phoenix Mercury. They take the lead 44-35. 9-point lead here for the Lynx going into halftime. All right, so we're going to take a look at the box score and the team stats this time during this halftime break. So bear with me as I get that ready. And cool. All right, so we're at halftime. I have the timer there for halftime. Halftime's usually about 15 minutes or so. So we should be good. All right, so at the half here, 35-44. Let me refresh this, make sure everything is up to date. So the Mercury outscored the Lynx 23-19 in the first quarter. Second quarter, Minnesota outscored them 25-12, which is why we have a 9-point lead for the Lynx right now. For the Phoenix Mercury, Catherine Westbell with 2 points. You have 13 for Satu Sabali. 5 rebounds for her. She's trying to will this team to a win. She's 0 for 5 from 3, however. Sammy Whitcomb with 2 points. 7 for Khadija Laksa. And 2 for Okoa Makani. Their bench, Kalani Brown with 3 rebounds. No points. Musa in her 5 minutes, no points and 2 rebounds. Lexi Held with 4 points. 3 for Megan McConnell. And 2 for Haley Jones. The Mercury, they were shooting above 50% at the end of the first. Now they've dropped down to 39.5%. Still shooting terrible from 3, 12.5% on 2 of 16 shooting. They've made all their free throws, their 3 free throws. And they only have 5 turnovers, which would be a recipe for success. It's just the shooting percentages have been terrible. For the Minnesota Lynx, Bridget Carlton still hasn't scored in her 14 minutes. Alana Smith with 8 points and 5 assists. You have Nafisa with 9 points and 5 rebounds. Does have 2 fouls. Kayla McBride with 2 and 4 for Courtney Williams with 3 rebounds. Carly Samuelson off the bench with 6 on 2 made threes. 2 for Jessica Shepard. And 13 off the bench for Natisha Heidemann. Leading her team in scoring off the bench. Look at them. Their field goal percentage. They're shooting 61% from the field. 50% from 3 on 10 attempts. And 50% from the line. They've only taken 2 free throws. And they have 4 more turnovers than the Mercury. They have 9 to the Mercury's 5, but they're still up by 9 due to that high shooting percentage. Okay, let's take a look at the team stats. I always like to take a look at points conceded off of turnovers. So off the 6 turnovers for the Mercury, they've given up 8 points. For the 9 turnovers for the Lynx, they've only given up 7 points. The rebounding battle is fairly even. 17 for Minnesota, 16 for the Mercury. There haven't been any technical or flagrants. But look at the Lynx. The Lynx have 16 assists on their 19 made baskets. The Mercury, on the other hand, have 5 assists on their 15 made baskets. Big Daddy Matt, salute for joining. Says Phoenix plus 11.5. Was that the opening spread, or is that the current spread right now? But that is the box score and the team stats for this game right now. For this game. All right, let's take a look at this other game that's going on right now between the Mystics and the Fever. The Mystics are making a comeback here. I do want to take a look at that. Let's take a look at that really quickly. 69-63 with 7:47 to go. So that's something to keep an eye on. Get this up. So, for this game, let me see what the quarter is looking like. So the Mystics start off the fourth on an 8-0 run to get within 6 here. For the Mystics, you see Kiki Iriafen with 18 points and 7 rebounds. Steph Dolson hasn't really contributed in her 19 minutes. You have Brittany Sykes with 13 and 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Shug Sutton with 2, and you have Sonia Citron with 11 points and 5 rebounds. So the rookies doing their thing on the offensive end, Kiki and Sonia. Emily Engsler off the bench with 4. You got 10 for Shakira Austin. Aaliyah Edwards with 5. Jade Melbourne in her 18 minutes hasn't scored. For the Indiana Fever, remember playing without Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. You have Natasha Howard with 4 points and 2 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston with 8 points and 4 assists, excuse me. Sydney Colson with 7. She went out of one of the last games with an injury, but she's back. 15 for Kelsey Mitchell and 12 for Lexi Hull. Off their bench, DeWanna Bonner with 9, Dantas with 8, and 6 for Ari McDonald, who was just signed on a hardship contract. I think it was yesterday she was signed on a hardship contract due to the amount of players that they had injured. So this is a good game. We'll keep an eye on this game as we wait for halftime to be over. We'll just keep an eye on this game. Salute to everybody who's here on the stream. Make sure you leave a like if you like this type of content. Subscribe. I do watch alongs all season long. We'll be back on Thursday when the WNBA returns. We'll be doing the Liberty game. I'm going to pull up the schedule in a second. The schedule for the rest of the week. So we could take a look at that. Just fix something really quickly. Let's take a look at the schedule for the rest of the week. I just got it pulled up. All right, so this is the rest of the week schedule. So we have these 2 games here that are going on now. We have one more game today at 9:30 p.m. Eastern between the Dallas Wings and the Seattle Storm. These 2 teams have played already. Remember, no Paige Becker still out in that concussion protocol. There'll be no games tomorrow, and then on Thursday we have the Liberty going back to Washington to take on the Mystics, and we have the Golden State Valkyries taking on the same team we're covering tonight, the Phoenix Mercury. Then on Friday, those games will be on Amazon Prime Video, so it won't be on League Pass. On Friday, you have Atlanta taking on Connecticut Sun. Atlanta been a surprise team. They're at a 5-2 record. Connecticut at 1-6, and you have the Sparks taking on the Wings. Both of those games will be on Ion, and you can also watch those games on League Pass. And then Saturday we have some good games here. Vegas takes on the Valkyries on ABC. Then you have Indiana taking on Chicago on CBS. And then to close out the night, we have the Storm and the Mercury facing off against each other. On Sunday, you have 2 games. You have the Sun versus the Mystics, about a battle of the bottom of the standings there, and you have the Lynx taking on the Dallas Wings again. I feel like this will be the 3rd time they've played the Wings within the first 3 weeks of the season. But that will take place on Sunday. So we'll keep an eye on all of those games. I will be on Thursday, not Friday, possibly Saturday and Sunday. We'll be back to do some watch-alongs. Oh, this thing reset. So we are at halftime right now. Still at halftime. Keeping an eye on this game that's going on right now. 69-65. The Washington is on a 10-0 run to start the 4th quarter to cut into that deficit. 69-65. Okay, so it looks like Aaliyah Boston has missed a shot. I wish I could show the game for you guys, but unfortunately I cannot. They're gonna flag my account again, so I gotta be on the straight and narrow path. but I'll try to keep you guys as updated as possible. Oh, it's a 2-point game, people. 2-point game. 69-67. The Washington Mystics never say die. Brittany Sykes on the comeback trail for this team. She's up to 17 points. Just like that. Oh, it looks like the Fever have scored. Aaliyah Boston finally responds. It's a 12-2 quarter here for the Mystics. If you were unfamiliar with the Mystics last season they always played great. The first half of the season, they played great. The first 3 quarters, and the fourth quarter is when they would choke the games away. This year, they've been a lot better in this stand. I think they started off last season 1-12 or something. It was bad last season for them, but they've cleared house. They've got a new GM, a new coach. They've traded away some veteran players and got some good picks in. So they had 3 picks in the first round of the draft this offseason. Unfortunately, Georgia Amore ends up tearing her ACL in training camp. But the 2 rookies that they do have playing, Kiki and Sonia, they've been really, really good. They've been real solid for them. But we're back to a 2-point game here in the Washington Fever game. Waiting for the Minnesota game to resume. If you're just joining, we are at halftime. So I'm just keeping an eye on the other game that's going on right now. I'll make this halftime bigger in case people are just joining. We are at halftime. So waiting for that other game to resume. I'm keeping an eye on it. I have it on my screen here. So once it comes back, then we'll get right back to it. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell made a 3. It's 74-71. Kelsey Mitchell up to 18 points. Kelsey Mitchell been with the Fever her whole career, really. Re-signed on a supermax, if you want to call it that, a 1-year supermax this off season. So we'll see how that pans out for them later on this season, if it was worth the supermax. Okay, it looks like the game is coming back on. I'll wait for this little reel to end. Four minutes to go in this Fever game. They're just showing like a recap of the first half, highlights for the Minnesota Lynx on the broadcast. So we're not missing anything right now. It's a 1-point game here in Washington, in Indiana, 74-73, 18-5 quarter here for the Washington Mystics. Okay, so we got about a minute before halftime is over. Salute to everybody who was hanging around with me for the halftime report. I will be keeping an eye on this Fever game, but it looks like they just hit a 3 or a 2, excuse me, to make it a 76-73 game. Natasha Howard with the basket. So we're about 30 seconds out for the restart of the Mercury and Lynx game. Rebecca Brunson, assistant coach for the Minnesota Lynx, won a couple championships with the Lynx in her playing days. They have her talking on the broadcast here. I guess they're interviewing her. Right, let's get back to this. Third quarter starting now. Right, so what do I expect for this second half? More Satu for the Mercury, because without Satu, this game will get bad real quick. And then expect the Lynx to probably try and pull away here in this third quarter. They have the lead currently, 9-point lead. I expect them to try and get this game over with quickly. Third quarter is kicked off, and the Mercury have possession. Okoa Makani gets all the way to the basket off the inbound and scores. Good start there. Nobody came on the help defense, and Okoa Makani off the inbound goes coast to coast and lays it in. It's 44-37. Ball with feet. Top of the key. Handoff to McBride off the curl. McBride left side to Smith. Over to Williams. Williams comes off the screen from Alana Smith. Gets to that nail. Gets into the paint. Goes up for the floater. And scores. Courtney Williams responds with a basket of her own. 46-37. Nicole McConney with the ball. Comes off the screen, going to her right. Picks up her dribble. Nowhere to go. Gets it to Laxa. Looks to attack Bridget Carlton. Oh, gets by her. Fakes the pass. Goes right-hand scoop. Too strong. Bounces off the back of the rim. Rebound to the Lynx. Courtney Williams on the attack. Courtney Williams over to Fee. Fee left-hand side over to McBride. No hesitation. Three. And she cashes it in. Kayla McBride knocks down the three. And we're back into a double-digit deficit here for the Mercury. 49-37. Satu with the ball. Attacks Courtney Williams. Goes up left-hand layup. Bounces off the rim. Good defense by the Lynx there to force a tough one. McBride with the ball. Gets it over to Courtney Williams. Williams, left-hand side. Gets it down to Fee. Fee guarded by Catherine Westbell. Spin move out. One leg fall away. Misses. Fight for the rebound. Tips it, but it goes right back to Fee. Fee over to Courtney Williams. They run that pick and roll. Corner to Bridget Carlton for three. Misses. And Satu with the rebound. Satu on the run here. Corner to Okoa Makani. They need it. Three is up. And off the rim. Rebound to Carlton. Fee. Handoff to McBride. No hesitation. Three from the right wing. She misses. Whitcomb with the rebound. Whitcomb comes off the brush screen here. She gets into the paint. A little miscommunication. Both her and Westbell were going into the same area. But Satu has the ball. Gets the screen. Goes into Makani. Over to Westbell. Corner to Laxa. That's the person they want shooting. And she shoots the air ball as I give her some props there. But Whitcomb gets the offensive rebound. Whitcomb to Okoa Makani. They don't recognize that the ball didn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation there. 2 for 18 from three. Laxa had a good look and shot an air ball. She's already hit one. I think she's hit one of their 2 threes tonight, but was way short on that one. Looking at this Washington Indiana game, looks like Indiana is going on to win this 80-73. A minute 28 to go in that game. But back to this one, Minnesota with the ball, looking to put the Mercury away. Courtney Williams playing behind the screen of Nafisa. Gets it to K-Mac, top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. K-Mac gets stopped, dribbles it, and they say it stays with Minnesota with 4 on the clock. Four seconds on the shot clock. Minnesota has to get something quickly. Bridget Carlton, the inbound, gets it to Nafisa. Nafisa with 3, 2, shoots an off-balance 3, and it's an air ball. Shot clock violation. Ball back to the Mercury. Good defense there. Mercury have to find some answers here to try and cut into this 12-point deficit. Ball in play here. 49-37. Approaching 7 to go in the third. Okoa Makani with the ball. Gets it to Westbelt. Back to Makani. Oh, snatch back between the legs. Midi is short. Ball to Nafisa. Musa has checked in for Satu. And then we have a turnover here on travel by Bridget Carlton. So Minnesota turning the ball over a lot, but since Phoenix can't really generate any offense, it hasn't hurt them too bad. Akoa Makani with the ball. Gets into the paint. Out to Laxa. Laxa out to Makani. Makani gets the ball deflected. And it stays with the Mercury. Substitution. Westbell goes out. I didn't get to see who came in. It's hard when you don't have a go-to scorer or somebody to command the offense here. Ball and bounce to Kalani Brown, who's checked in for Westbell. Musa with the ball. 7 on the clock. Musa looks to attack. Over to Makani. 2 seconds. 1 second. She has to throw it up. Oh, and then a bailout 3. She knocks it down. So it's 49 30, 49 to 40. 9-point game here. 3 of 19 from 3. Alana Smith over to K-Mac. Finds Nafisa. Gets bumped off her line by Kalani, and that's a foul. Kalani stopped what would have been an easy 2. Let's see if she gets the shot off in time. No, she doesn't. So that 3 is going to come off the board. Nah, that 3 will not count. She doesn't get it off in time, unfortunately for her. So when they review it, that 3 is going to come off. I'll wait for them to review it. Ball in play with the Lynx, though. Courtney Williams with the ball. They trap her. She tries to throw it off a player, but the Mercury get the steal. Good trap there by the Mercury. Lexi Held with the ball, gets the ball slapped from behind, and it goes out of bounds, stays with the Mercury. So Courtney Williams to the bench, and Natisha Heidemann, the star of the first half for the Lynx. She checks back in. She had 13 points in that first half off the bench. Ball to get inbounded. They might get another 5-second violation. They throw it up high, and it's a turnover. Ball, it's a 3-on-2. Alana Smith to the basket, lays it in. And we have a timeout by Nate Tibbetts. And he's a little frustrated with that. That's the second time they've tried to get the ball in, and it's resulted in a turnover. As I mentioned, the Lynx looking to put this game to bed here. Oh, I'm over here changing the wrong score. It's 40 to 51. My bad, y'all. It's 40 to 51. I just looked. I'm changing the wrong team. There we go. 40. And the home team has 51. All right, let's take a look at the box score while we have some chance right now. This game is getting out of hand. 40 to 51 is the correct score. Satu with 13. But nobody else is really doing anything for them. I'll take this halftime away. For Minnesota, you have Bridget Carlton. Still hasn't scored. You have 10 for Alana Smith, 9 for Fee, 5 for K-Max, 6 for Courtney Williams, 13 for Heidemann, and 6 for Carly Samuelson. Mercury shooting 15.8%. As I mentioned, that 3 is probably going to come off the board once they review it. It looks like the Fever are going on to win this game. In the other WNBA game that's going on right now, they're up 83-75 with 22 seconds to go. Kiki Iriafen, I think this is her first 20-point game of her career. 20 points and 9 rebounds. 1 rebound away from a double-double. She's currently averaging a double-double. One of 3 players, or one of 4 players, I believe, that's averaging a double-double right now. And she does get it. 20 and 10 for Kiki Iriafen. She gets the double-double. All right, ball coming back in play. And as I mentioned, they are adjusting that score there for Akoa Makani. That 3 is no good, so we take 3 points off the board for the Mercury. So the current score is 51-37, so it's even worse. Oh, they took a rebound away from Kiki, it looks like. So she's back to 20-9. Whoa, ball's back in play. The broadcast came back late. Mercury shoot a floater with Lexi held, and she misses. So the lineups on the floor: Heidemann, Samuelson, McBride, Nafisa, and Alana Smith for the Lynx. There's a foul there. Ball back in play with the minutes. Oh, and Carly Samuelson with the turnover. Sammy Whitcomb picks the pocket and scores the left hand layup. So 51-39 here. Lynx up. Kayla McBride with the ball. Gets the screen from Nafisa. Picks up her dribble over to Heidemann, left side of the floor. Heidemann tries to pass it. Another turnover there by the Lynx. Lexi Hell just picks it right out the air over to Whitcomb. Let's see what the Mercury can do here with Satsu on the bench. 14 turnovers by the Lynx here. Sammy into the paint, steps through, gets it to Musa. Wide open, mid-range jump shot. Oh, she misses. Wide open, 10 feet, 12 feet from the basket. Left it short. McBride with the ball. Finds the rolling, Nafisa, and she's wide open under the basket. Layup is good. Laxa with the ball. Oh, she travels. They don't call it. Over to Lexi held. No look to Musa on the roll. Musa goes up. Right hand layup is good. Good pass held to Musa. 53-41. Heidemann over to Alana Smith. Alana Smith down to Fee. Fee at the nail. Spins. One leg fall away over Musa. Bounces around. Friendly home rim is good. Nafisa up. Nafisa doing it all on the offensive end. Balanced scoring from her this evening. Kayla McBride with the steal. Nobody in sight. Right hand scoop is good. This game's getting out of hand. Miracle was good. Salute, salute. Hope everything is well. Thanks for tuning in as always. Musa with the ball. Musa gets the ball deflected. Gets it out to Held. Held for three, and they needed that one badly. She knocks it down from the left wing. 57-44 Mercury. They got to get stops. They got a couple stops, but they need to get some more here. They can't trade baskets with this Minnesota team. Over to Fee, left hand side, spin move, out to Heidemann, to McBride, corner to Alana Smith, wide open, and she cashes it in right in front of the Mercury bench. Great ball movement by the Lynx, and it's 60-44, approaching 3 minutes to go here in the third. 21. Oh, Lexi Hal with a crossover on Fee. Oh, okay. Lexi had Fee reaching and cashed it in. Okay. Lexi Hell, nice crossover there. Harley Samuelson, they leave her open in the corner though, and she buries the three. So they get a nice 2 on one end and give up a wide open 3 on the other. The biggest lead of the night here for the Lynx. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Gets it over to Laxa. Trying to get it down to Musa. And they call a foul on the play. Foul on the play by Samuelson. That was a nice move by Hell. Nice little left to right crossover. Had feet touching her toes. And then hits the mid-range jump shot. Gotta respect it. Six consecutive made shots by the Lynx. Ball in play here with the Mercury. Haley Jones is checked back in. Satu Sabali as well. Catherine Westbeld as well. Catherine on the drive throws it out to Haley. Haley pump fakes, gets into the paint, and shot clock violation. Oh, we also got some Diamond Miller minutes here. And Alyssa Pali. Look at that. Diamond Miller and Alyssa Pali minutes here. Ball in play here with Heidemann. Hands it off to Miller. Over to Jess Shepard. Hand off to Heidemann. Picks it up. Out to Pali. Pali loads up. Three. Too strong. Rebound to Satu. Satu tosses it out to Lexi Held. Held over to Westbeld. Westbeld over to Held. Top of the key. Held. Pulls up for three. Misses. Fight for the rebound. Diamond Miller, and they call over the back here on the Mercury. That's against Catherine Westbeld. Ball in play here. The Lynx have only shot 2 free throws, but they're up a lot. Heidemann over to Pali. Pali, same spot, different result? Nope. Same result. She misses. Westbell shoots it, and it bounces off the back of the rim and in. So it's 63-48 here. Heidemann with the ball playing behind the screen escapes, and they call a foul here on the reach in by Musa. They try to trap Heidemann. She was able to escape the trap. So we've gone final a couple minutes ago in that Indiana-Washington game. Indiana stops their 3-game losing streak. They get the win over Washington, 85-76, their first Commissioner's Cup win of the season. So Heidemann at the line. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw, Heidemann's up, and she knocks down the second as well. 15 points for Natisha Heidemann off the bench. We're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. It's been all Lynx this quarter, really. Musa with the ball over to Haley Jones. Jones goes right, hands off to Satu. Satu down to Musa with the seal. She turns around, and they call a foul on Miller for the smack on the forearm. Musa will go to the line for free throws. That was a good seal by Musa. Diamond Miller does try to block it and smacks Musa on the forearm. Musa out of Nigeria, I believe, played in France this offseason. In France this offseason. I almost said Paris, but she didn't play in Paris. She hits the first free throw. So Musa at the line for the second. Oh, halfway down and out, Jess Shepard with the rebound. And they get it to Heidemann. 65-49, Heidemann with the ball. Heidemann over to Samuelson. Heidemann crossover on Held. She stays with her, though. Jessica Shepard tries to spin move, and it's a turnover. Haley Jones with the ball. It's a 1-on-3. What's she going to do? Tries to step through. Bad decision by her, and they have an offensive foul here. Oh, she's bleeding. She's bleeding out of her nose. I'm not too sure if it's her nose or her mouth, but Haley Jones. She goes up. Oh, and I think Diamond Miller might have caught her going for that rebound. Oh, yeah, but Haley Jones leaking a bit. She's gonna have to go to the locker room. So it's 65-49 with 22 seconds to go. Since it was a foul, and they're in the bonus. Both teams are actually in the bonus right now. Jess Shepard's at the line for 2 free throws. And she rattles in the first. Second free throw is up, and she knocks in both. So it's 67-49 with 20 seconds to go in the third. This quarter has not been good to the Phoenix Mercury. They couldn't keep it close. It's Lexi held with the ball at half court. 8 seconds. 7. Gets the screen from Musa. Lexi held over to Catherine Westbeld for 3. Almost banks it in. Rebound to Pili. And that's how the quarter ends. So at the end of the third, the Mercury are down bad to the Lynx, 67-49, as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. Biggest lead of the night. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Mercury. They are undermanned against a championship level team. They put up a valiant effort in the first quarter, but ever since then, it's been all Minnesota Lynx. Take a look at the box score. 67-49 is the score right now. This scoring for the Mercury has been hard to come by, so let's just focus on the Minnesota Lynx. Even though Bridget Carlton hasn't scored in her 18 minutes, Alana Smith, 13 points, 13 for Nafisa, 7 for K-Mac, got 6 for Courtney Williams. Carly Samuelson with 9 on 3 made threes, 4 for Jess Shepard, none for Miller and Pili. Heidemann with 15 off the bench. All right, salute to everybody who's hanging around on the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in for some WNBA action. There are 3 games on the slate tonight. The first one that started already went final. The Fever won that game against the Washington Mystics, 85-76. You had 20 points from both Kiki Iriafen and Brittany Sykes for the Mystics. You had 23 for Kelsey Mitchell to lead the way for the Fever. This is the second game we have going on, the Mercury at the Lynx. This game is pretty much a done deal. Minnesota up big over the Mercury, 67-49. And then the last game of the evening is the Dallas Wings visiting the Seattle Storm. They've already played one time before. This will be the second of 4 matchups this season between those teams. Dallas 1-6. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Their one and only win of their season was against the Connecticut Sun in Connecticut back on May 27th. So Dallas going to be without Paige and Ty Harris again. So they're going to have to find a way to try and get a win against a Seattle Storm team who's on a losing streak of their own. They've lost 3 of their last 5. So they're going to want to come in and get back into the win column. I won't be streaming that game, unfortunately. But that game can be found on, it says ESPN. I think it's probably on ESPN3 and on League Pass. All right, so they're focusing on the 3-point shooting. Mercury are 3 for 21. The Lynx are 8 for 18. Ball is in play with the Minnesota Lynx to start off this fourth and final quarter. Samuelson gets it across half court. And do they call an 8-second violation? Or do they call a foul? Oh, they call a foul. They almost forced the 8-second violation. But doesn't work out that way. Courtney Williams in the game for the Lynx. It's Courtney Williams, Diamond Miller, Jessica Shepard. Jessica Shepard gets right down the lane, goes up for the layup and misses, but she gets fouled by Satu Sabali. Shepard will go to the line for free throws. Shepard at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up, and she knocks it down. Second free throw is up for Shepard, and she knocks that one down. So we're at a 20-point deficit here for the Mercury. 20-point deficit, not looking too good for them. Ball and play with Satu. Let's see what Satu can do. She gets into the paint, throws up the floater, goes off the glass, misses. Fight for the rebound. She fumbles right out of her hands and goes off her leg out of bounds. So ball back to the Minnesota Lynx. 20-point game. Courtney Williams finds the rolling Shepard spin move. Steps through, goes up. They call a travel on Jessica Shepard. That's a turnover. And ball in play here with Sammy Wickham. That's 17 turnovers for the Lynx, and they're up 20 points. That shows you the offensive ineptitude of the Mercury. They get the ball to Laxa in the corner for three, and she buries the corner from the corner three. So 69-51 over to Carly Samuelson, who gets it back up to Courtney Williams. Williams back to Samuelson. Samuelson over to Diamond Miller. Left side to Courtney Williams. Wants the screen. Gets the screen from Pili going middle of the floor. Over to Pili. Pili, can she hit the third three? And she misses. She had three attempts from three. She's missed all three. Satu over to Sammy. Sammy, quick reload, air ball. And rebound to Diamond Miller. Courtney Williams with the ball. Courtney Williams wants to screen from Shepard. Gets it over to Diamond Miller. Diamond Miller pump fakes, gets into the paint. Gets blocked. Fight for the rebound. Sammy Whitcomb with the rebound. Over to Lexi Hell. Lexi Hell right side of the floor. Over to Laxa. Laxa transition three. Front rims it. Statu's over here tying her shoelace. She gets it tied quickly enough to get back on defense. Courtney Williams with the ball. Oh, crossover on Lexi Hell into the paint. Oh, she passes it out, but Hell with the steal. Over to Whitcomb on the run. Whitcomb goes under, scoops up the layup, and timeout. Cheryl Reed. She's not happy, even though her team is up. Is up big. 69-54. Mercury trying to make a little bit of a run here. 69-54, 7:52 on the clock. So we'll take another look at the box score in the meantime. Excuse me. So Mercury outscoring the Lynx 5-2 in the quarter. 15-point deficit. Let's see if they can make a little bit of a comeback here. Make this game a little interesting. Oh, let's check something. So the closing spread, I should say, on this game was Minnesota minus 10.5 according to ESPN Bet. Currently, it's at minus 18.5. The total points was at 159.5. It's currently dropped down to 155, 153 actually. So if you bet the under on that, you're looking in good shape. What's up, Ashlyn? Ashlyn says need Williams 11 rebound and assists, please. I'm gonna say a prayer for you. But Courtney Williams, she currently has. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna get that. Wait, Williams 11 rebound and assists. What she has? Courtney Williams has 4 rebounds and 2 assists. If that's the Williams you need. Oh, Pog. Oh, Pog. Oh, 2 different people here. Pog says I need 1 rebound for Williams. Yeah, she currently has 4. I guess you add her for over 4.5. Yeah, but I don't know if Williams is gonna get that 11 rebounds assists tonight. She's only at 6, and this is a blowout. Yeah, Ashlyn, I'm sorry. It's over. It's over, unfortunately. I made a nice little parlay on the FanDuel today with all 3 games. Natasha Howard, I had her for 6 rebounds. She doesn't get the 6 rebounds, so that parlay is cooked anyway. What she finished with? Natasha Howard finished with 2 rebounds. Yeah, Pog, she didn't really play too much. Courtney Williams only has played 18 minutes because this game's been a blowout, Pog. So that's the reason why she's probably not accumulating the stats that you're hoping for. All right, broadcast about to restart shortly. Salute to everybody tuning in. I think she just probably got another one just now as we were talking. Let me see. What's her name? Courtney Williams. Ball back in play. My bad. Ball back in play. Nafisa. Midi is good for Nafisa Collier. Good play out the timeout. That was another that she Courtney Williams got the assist on that. That's probably why it's up to 7 now. Lexi Hell steps into a 3, misses badly. Nafisa gets the rebound. And she was stumbling, but she saves it and gets it in bounds. Over to Carlton. Corner to Alana Smith. Over to Williams. Williams comes off the screen. Williams over to McBride. Quick reload for 3. Bounces around. Oh, that almost dropped. Rebound to Westbeld. I got you, Pog. Satu goes up through 2 players and scores. That was a tough shot by Satu. That's her first points of the second half. I know somebody earlier in the chat needed her for 20. I think it was Angel. Let's see what she could do. Nafisa steps through. She traveled. I'm about to say. I was about to say. Nafisa caught the ball, just took 2 steps on the foul line, and then shot it. The ref couldn't believe it herself. Called a late travel there, but it's a turnover. Minnesota with 18 turnovers. Crazy. Kamei said it's a Euro step, kind of. Yeah, if you want to call it that. That was crazy. Satu faces up against Nafisa, puts her in the post. Out to Catherine Westbeld for 3. She misses. McBride with the rebound. McBride over to Williams. Williams, right side of the floor. Guarded by Megan McConnell. On her like white on rice. Gets it out to Nafisa. Nafisa drives by, throws up the floater, banks it in, and 1. I don't know if they count that as an assist for Courtney Williams. I mean, Nafisa took like 10 dribbles there. They do count it as an assist. So she's going to the line for 1 more. I think they'd be in all basketball leagues, they give them a little leeway on the assist. Usually used to be, I felt like it used to be 2 dribbles after the pass, it would count it as the assist. But recently, I feel like it's they give you some leeway on that. But Nafisa at the line, she's with 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, going for 18. And she knocks down the free throw and the 3 to complete the 3-point play. It's 74-56 here with 6 minutes to go. Held over to McConnell on the drive to the basket, stumbling, and Nafisa with the rebound. She gets the double-double. 18 and 10 for Nafisa over to Williams. Williams corner to Carlton. Carlton for 3, and Carlton hits the 3. So Ashlyn, I might have spoken a little too soon. Courtney's racking up the assists now. She's up to 9 rebounds, assists total, and she gets a steal there, saves it right to Carlton. And Nafisa on the break, she's dribbling through everybody. Corner to McBride. Oh, and McBride hits the left corner 3. Timeout, Nate Tibbetts. And the Minnesota Lynx are just putting belt to behind now. And this game, I mean, we knew it was over, but now they just styling on them. 80-56. 80-56. Ashlyn says she also needs fee under 34.5 PRAs. Let's take a look at the box score since we have some time. Yeah, time is not your friend right now, Pog. If you need 1 more rebound. Courtney Williams with 9 rebounds, assists for those who are interested. Fee with 18, 10, and 5. Yeah. You might be safe if they. Oh no, I don't think you're safe. 18 and 10 is 28 and 5. Does that put you at 33? Yeah, Ashlyn. It's unless they bench Fee right now, you may be in danger. Maybe in danger there. I'm not even worried about the Mercury, but for my friend Ashlyn. Oh, not Ashlyn, sorry. Angel Satu with 15. You need 5 points in 5 minutes to get that 20 for your bet. It's looking a little shaky right now. Looking a little shaky right now. I mean, they up 80-56. I mean, what more do you want from her? You already had her sit out a game. Well, she already sat out a game due for injury precaution. You might as well bench her now. But you never know. You never know. I had K-Mac for 2 threes. I'm glad she hit it, but that parlay I had her on is cooked anyways. I had Fee for 8 rebounds. She got it. Courtney Williams for 10 points. She only has 6. That's probably going to cook it. That would have cooked it anyway. And K-Mac 2 threes. Oh, did this game start? Oh, no. The other game is starting now. I was about to take one of the legs from that game I put on there and make a new one, but the game started 9:30. It's 9:37 here on the East Coast. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that game as well. It is what it is. Is what it is. Pog says, bro, do you live stream for? I don't live stream for parlays, but I'll talk about them if people ask about them. I don't want. I never. I didn't start this as a betting stream, but I do dabble in it. So if people are asking about it, then I'll participate. But I will keep track. If you guys want me to keep track of stuff, I will keep track of them for you. Let's see if any subs were made. That should tell us what Cheryl Reeve thinks about the rest of this game. Ball is in play here with the Mercury, and they have not made any subs. They got the starters out there. This is crazy. Hawk said you quit school for betting. That's crazy. I'm guessing you're successful. Oh, and the Minnesota Lynx get the rebound, but then they turn it over, and we have a jump ball here. I hope you're successful with that, my friend. I mean, that's put a lot of faith in that. I hope it's going well for you. Let's see if so for your sake, I hope you get this next rebound. A 9-0 Lynx run in the last minute and 9 seconds, according to the broadcast. I need to raise my TV. It's blocking some stuff. The Mercury win the tip. Laxa with the ball. She's trying to get fancy with the handles. That's not your game, sis. It goes out of bounds. Satu's on the bench. Ball's in play. Man said Filipinos are crazy, bro. Fee over to Williams. Williams over to Smith. Smith handoff to Carlton. And they call a moving screen by Alana Smith. Another turnover for the Minnesota Lynx. That puts them at 18 turnovers, excuse me. Ball in play here. Starters are still in for the Minnesota Lynx. It's the bench squad here for the Mercury, besides Laxa. Haley Jones, they outfitted her for a mask after, if you missed it earlier, she went out with a nose injury and they have a mask for her, so she's back in the game. Laxa will come take a seat on the bench. So it is the whole bench mob for them. McConnell on the roll, out to Haley, over to Musa, short again on the midi, and Nafisa gets another rebound. So Ashlyn, it's putting your PRA one stat away. Out to Bridget, corner to K-Mac, corner 3, and she rattles in the corner 3 from the left corner. Her third 3 of the night, 83-56. They get Jessica Shepard to come in, and Alana Smith with the rebound. Alana on the run here. It's a 3-on-2. They get it to Bridget. She traveled. I saw that coming. She traveled crazy. 19 turnovers here. 83-56. Jessica Shepard checks in. I don't know who they subbed out. If it's Fee, you better pray to the good Lord. Oh no, was it Fee? It wasn't Fee. It was Alana Smith. Lexi Hell with the ball. Attacks Heidemann, who's just checked in. Over to Musa. Block. Fight for the rebound. Shepard with the rebound. Over to Carlton. Carlton thought McBride was still cutting. McBride was going back to the basket. That's 20 turnovers by the Lynx. Oh, they say 22. I don't know if their stat is right or ESPN is right, but 22 turnovers here by the Minnesota Lynx, and they're up a bunch. McConnell with the ball gets the screen from Musa, has Fee on her now. Over to Held. Held wants a screen. She goes left, goes to McConnell. McConnell drives over to Kalani Brown at the 3-point line. That's not her game. Hand off to Lexi. Lexi Held. Pump fakes. Baseline jump shot is good. Lexi Held with the basket. Courtney Williams has checked out, Pog. I'm sorry to tell you. I apologize, my friend. So I don't think she's getting that rebound. 3:10 to play here. Subs, I think the Lynx are going to clear the benches now. Clear their bench now. So you may be safe. Nafisa with 18, 11, and 5. So that puts her at 35. And you had her, Ashlyn had her. Oh, no, you are cooked. I'm sorry. I thought you had her I thought it was 35 and a half. It's 34 and a half. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. 18, 11, and 5 as she goes to the bench. 1 off. Yikes. No, my math is off. 8 and 1 and 9. 1 and 1 is 2. That's 29 and 5. No, my math is terrible, guys. Stay in school. That's 34. You may be safe though. You may be safe. Yeah, Nafisa goes out the game, so you are safe. Wow. You are safe. Parmjeet's at 154 total points there. Is possible. Let's see what they can do in this next 3:10. You know the bench is coming in, so they want to prove themselves for some more minutes. Really the Lynx have a 7-player rotation. Really the only bench players that get a significant burn are Shepard and Heidemann. Pili, Miller, and the rookie Anastasia Olari Kosu out of Russia is getting some minutes here as well. She was the rookie. She was drafted in the 2nd round. Diamond Miller over to Shepard. Kosu trying to post up on the shorter McConnell. 3 on the clock. Heidemann pump fake, step back and gets blocked by Held, and they call a shot clock violation. That's Minnesota just racking up the turnovers. 20. See, I know, this lady saying 22. That was their 22nd turnover. Ball and play with the Mercury. Held over to McConnell. McConnell gets into the paint. Out to Held. Held for 3. Buries it. Lexi Held. Buries the 3. Lexi Held quietly having a decent game. 14 points for Lexi Held off the bench. Diamond Miller. Bad pass gets deflected, but Shepard saves it. Oh, Diamond Miller skipped through that lane, reverse layup, went up on the left, went under, scooped through with the right on the right-hand side and scores. Okay, Diamond, 85-61. Lexi Held gets fouled on the pass there by Diamond Miller with the push and oh, I was like, this guy looks familiar. What was Mike Tebow? Was it Mike Tebow's son that was the coach of the Eric Tebow? He's the assistant coach with the Lynx here. That's interesting. I forgot about that. Kalani Brown catches the pass from Haley Jones and scores the layup. So it's 85-63. What's that? 148? Oh, it's a turnover there by the Lynx. Hell throws it up to McConnell. McConnell was just waiting for it, and she gets tripped up. Pili gets tripped up, and she's holding her knee. Uh-oh. She literally just signed today, and she's holding her knee. I hope it's not. She's in pain on the floor. Uh-oh. That would be insane. Your first game back, and she's in pain on the floor with 1:43 to go in this game. When it rains, it pours for the Phoenix Mercury in terms of injuries. Coach Tibbetts, he can't even look. Man, looking up to the heavens. But she's holding her right knee. The trainers are out on the floor. They're going to go to a break here. It's 85-63, 143 to go in this game. And that would be absolutely dreadful for her and the Mercury. Megan McConnell is injured, Daniel. She just was re-signed today by the Mercury. She was a part of their training camp contract. She's the sister of TJ McConnell, who plays for the Pacers. She was literally re-signed today on an emergency hardship contract, and currently is holding her right knee in a lot of pain there on the bench after a collision with Pili. That's tough. That is tough. Hopefully she's okay. Oh, but looking at this other game, let me see if I can pull it up right now as we're waiting now. Let me load up this other game for us. Dallas is actually up on Seattle, 17-14 right now. Move, tennis. There we go. Who's putting in work? You got 5 behind Zalin. Uh-oh, they're carrying off. She can't even put pressure on that right knee, on that right leg, I should say. So McConnell's getting carried to the locker room. So that doesn't look like it's a good sign so far for her. Get this halftime out of here. This score 17-14 here. Dallas visiting the Seattle Storm. All right, so it looks like play is about to resume shortly after that medical timeout. They're showing the Lynx banners right now. The Lynx, they've won in 2011, 2013, 2015. I think they won in 2017 as well. So they won every 2 years they won. And that was their last one. So 11, 13, 15, 17. They won every other year in the mid 2010s as our broadcast resumes here. Salute to everybody still hanging around for this blowout. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new here. Helps the channel out tremendously. So Megan McConnell literally signed earlier today and has gone out injured, to add to their 2 other players that are injured already. Word, what Cat said. Hit the like button, please. Appreciate you guys, though. Oh, my bad. I started the clock mad early. So who came in for her? So they had to put Catherine Westbeld back in the game because they don't have any other players to put in. As Lexi Held is quietly having a good game, even though it's an actual blowout. Ball in play here with Diamond Miller. Miller with the ball over to Pili. Kosu, the rookie, gets the ball stripped. You need who for more points? Collier? If you need Collier for more points, she's been on the bench the last like 4 minutes, my friend. This game is if you need Collier, Javin. Air ball there by Westbeld. Tudo, what's good on the Twitch? Salute, bro. What up? So Heidemann gets the ball on the inbound. Heidemann to the basket, over the head pass to Jess Shepard, elbow jump shot, misses. Kosu with the offensive rebound. Out to Pili, over to Diamond Miller, looks to attack. Diamond Miller, handoff to Heidemann, 7 on the clock, gets the screen from Pili, picks up her dribble, over to Kosu. Kosu into the paint, goes up, off balance, throws up the right-hand runner, misses, rebound to Shepard, and we have a jump ball here between Shepard and Haley Jones, I believe that is. Yeah, Javin, the game got out of hand, so so that's why she had to go to the bench. They've been literally smacking them since the second quarter. So they played her all the way to about the 5 minute mark in the fourth, and then it was like, I go to the bench. Yeah, jump ball. Haley Jones and Shepard, they both miss. It falls to Musa, and they get it to Jones. So it's a 20-point game here. Westbell for three, and she misses. Jessica Shepard another rebound. So we should have about 2 more possessions in this game total. Heidemann says, I'm gonna just shoot the three and have a night. Heidemann, she shoots the three. So that's 88-65, 23-point game over to Musa. Musa drives baseline. Ball goes right to the Minnesota bench, out of bounds with 12 seconds to go. And Minnesota will run out the clock here. The Lynx will stay unbeaten here. The Lynx stay unbeaten. And this game is over. At the end of this one, the Lynx put belt to behind here, 88-65. 88-65. Lynx moved to 8-0, first team in the W at 8-0, and they moved to 2-0 in the Commissioner's Cup. The Mercury 5-3, and they moved to 1-1 in Commissioner's Cup play. Pog says thought my 19.5 would lose. Javin said next time they got it for 20, I'm putting it for 15. Man, the odds on that are gonna be like minus 1,000 for 15. But Natisha Heidemann, the star of the game for the Minnesota Lynx. Let's take a look at the box score one last time. Liz, appreciate you tuning in as always. Appreciate you. So let's take a look at this, y'all. So first quarter, the Mercury were up 23-19. Then the rest of the way, they just got absolutely destroyed. 25-12 in the second, 23-14 in the third, 21-16 in the fourth, which is why the score is what it is, 23-point loss. For the Mercury, Catherine Westbell, 4 points, 15 for Satu, and 8 rebounds. Sammy with 6, 10 for Khadija Laksa, and 4 for Akoa Makani. Kalani Brown, 2 off the bench, 3 for Musa. Lexi Hull led the team in scoring off the bench, 16 points in her 29 minutes. McConnell with 3. Hopefully she's okay. She went off in the last 2 minutes with a knee injury, literally just signed today. And Haley Jones, she went out with a nose injury, came back out with the clear mask on. She finishes with 2 points. The Mercury shoots 16% from 3, 5 for 30. They couldn't throw a rock in the ocean from out there. They shot 38% from the field. The Lynx, on the other hand, Bridget Carlton with 3 points, Alana Smith with 13 and 6, Nafisa with 18. You had Kayla 18 and 11 with 5 assists. You had K-Mac with 13 on 3 made threes. Courtney Williams with 6 and 5 assists with 4 rebounds. Sorry, Pog didn't get the 5th rebound. Carly Samuelson with 9 off the bench. Jess Shepard with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Diamond Miller with 2. Pili and Kosu did not score. And Heidemann led the way with 18 off the bench for Natisha Heidemann. They shoot 58% from the field, 48% from 3, only missed 1 free throw. They had 29 assists on their 34 made field goals. Very good percentage there. And that's the game there. Right, there is also one more game going on right now, people. It's between the Dallas Wings and the Seattle Storm. They say ESPN. I don't think it's on ESPN. It's probably on League Pass or ESPN 3, I should say. Storm versus Wings. The Wings are up 20-19 at the end of the first. I'm gonna go watch that game off stream. But definitely check that one out. Wings looking to break their losing streak. They're on a bit of a bad losing streak right now. So are the Storm. They've lost 3 of their last 5. I think the Wings have lost 4 of their last 5. So both teams not playing well at the moment. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another Jay Jordan watch along. Appreciate you guys hanging around here. Let me see if anybody is on that I can forward you guys to that I follow. Oh, it doesn't look that way. Doesn't look that way. No worries. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe. I will be back on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday for the Liberty watch along. Liberty take on the Washington Mystics, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we take on the Washington Mystics, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That game will be on Prime. Pog, salute. Thanks for finding the channel and subscribing. Appreciate you guys. I will catch everybody on that one. Until next time, it's your boy Jay Jordan. I'll catch y'all on Thursday. Y'all be safe out there. Salute.